Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we're going to be looking at something ever so slightly different, and that is pretty much my TNT miner version 2. So essentially what a TNT miner is it's something that takes away the giant chore of mining out a large area. So if you've ever been a survival player, which I am and I quite love survival, you know the struggles of mining out a giant area or a giant hole, and this is made to take out the whole struggle of it. The original one was just supposed to be something that you can make that's relatively small, but this one is pretty much just the older brother. It is just a lot more resource friendly and is a lot more efficient. So think of it that way, is just an older brother that's more for a survival friendly player who's looking for the best way for the bang for the buck, so they just get rid of the chore as quick and easy as possible. So that's essentially what this is, and I've made this design what it is now because of some testing that I've done of TNT, because you're mostly going to be destroying stone and dirt, and 90% of it will be stone, and that's what this design's based off. So anyway, let's take a look at this thing in action. Okay guys, so before I actually do this little bit here, it's going to be broken up into a few parts, which hopefully you can click to on the screen now. So firstly we're just going to be doing this little bit here, and then after that we're going to be showing you the philosophy and just how I got to this design, because it took a little bit longer than I expected to do this, and then I'm going to show you how this can be infinitely expandable. Then I'm going to show you guys a quick little time lapse of how this actually works to prove that it works and it works well. And then after that I'll be doing a tutorial, of course, because you want to build this, even though this is very simple. After you actually have it made, it's very simple to make. And then finally I'll just be announcing something at the end which is very minor, but you can stick around for that if you really want. Okay guys, so what we have here is if we press this button here, we can activate the actual dispenser, and that way the TNT goes out and then it blows up an area, and it should blow up pretty much this whole area. And actually it blew up everything, and then as soon as the TNT is destroyed, it activates another TNT literally one tick after it gets destroyed. So this thing is timed down to the dot, and that's really the whole point of this. And as you can see, it destroyed the whole area, and that's pretty much just where the stone and dirt's going to be. Okay, so what we have here is we've got an extremely simple clock, which is just 10 repeaters set to 4 ticks, and then we have redstone on either side, and this is your main clock, which is what is activated when you press it. So you can either have the button here or here, and that'll activate it first if you have it here, but it doesn't really matter. And then it just goes down into this very simple little circuit here, which is pretty much just branching out all the dispensers. And as you can see, all the dispensers are 5 blocks apart, and the whole point is that is so you can pretty much destroy every block possible. So we'll take a look at that now. Okay guys, so what we have here is we've just got a giant pretty much paintboard of stained glass, which is just to explain how TNT destroys dirt and stone in that, which is going to be glass and white stained glass for stone, the brown and orange for dirt, etc. So anyway, hopefully I can explain this without butchering myself or butchering your guys' ears, and if you don't want to listen to it, then you hit that skip button somewhere on the screen now. So anyway, if we come down here, we've got this red stained glass in the middle, which is very self-explanatory. It's where the TNT goes, and that's pretty much all it is. So next we have got a 5x5 area of glass, which is where you represent where stone is going to be destroyed. So essentially what I mean by that is it's guaranteed to destroy the stone. So if you place down TNT here, every single block in this 5x5 area, if it is stone, is going to be destroyed. And then what we have here is we've got white on the next, and all this is potential for TNT to get destroyed. Not TNT, stone to get destroyed. So what I mean by that is if you place down the TNT here, there is like something like 21% chance of any of these white blocks getting destroyed by the TNT if they are stone. So you could have this block getting destroyed, but none of the rest of them. So that's pretty much just goes for all the rest, if that makes any sense. So that's just for stone. And also another thing, if you're wondering, is the corners here, there's no block in the corner, and that's only because TNT actually destroys from the very center of the block and then it goes outwards. So it's pretty much based on a radius sort of type feel, but not exactly, because to start with it's a giant square. But anyway, if we pop over here, we can see this brown here, and this is pretty much the same as the glass area there except for dirt. So this is just the guaranteed destruction area for dirt. And pretty much the orange here is the same for white as well. You have potential, it's actually something like 15%, I don't really know, but it just means you have a chance of like this block getting destroyed and this one, but none of the rest. And that's for dirt. And then on this very outside, this is for This is for pretty much dirt and any other block, because dirt is one of the lowest density blocks in the game, and this is pretty much nearly impossible. You're just about never ever going to get these blocks destroyed, but there is a chance. So like, let's say I place down TNT there, there's like something like a 0.1% chance of this block getting destroyed, and that goes for every single block around the outside here, and that's if it's dirt. So we're going to destroy these blocks to show you an example. That's because all of these, glass has a slightly higher density than dirt, so it'll probably destroy just up to the brown, maybe to the white, maybe to the brown, maybe even to the orange. We'll find out. Okay, so if we just place a redstone block here, I know it's going to explode upwards. So it's going to destroy, see what I mean, a relatively large area. It even destroyed some of the orange, it destroyed most of the brown, and that's pretty much, it's got nearly the same density as dirt, it's just slightly denser, so it doesn't destroy as many blocks. So if that were dirt, all of this brown stuff would be destroyed. But since it's not, it didn't get destroyed. But that doesn't really matter, that's just to show you what it means. And also, this is just on a horizontal basis. It gets 10 million times more complicated when you go vertical. So you could destroy one block on this layer, but you could destroy 3 blocks downwards, and if you go 3 blocks out, it will not destroy that block, if that makes literally any sense at all. So one thing I want to say before we get on to the actual tutorial is this thing is literally infinitely expandable, and is extremely simple. So all you need pretty much is this really simple clock that is essential for any part of the circuit, but then after that you've made your giant dispenser thing. You can actually bring it out one more block, because the limitation of redstone is 15 blocks, and you could technically have the redstone going all the way up here before you need a repeater on this side. I just made it simple because you could not do it on this side because the redstone's here. So what I mean by this is, if you have all this here, so we've got this main cluster in the middle, but you could technically infinitely expand it, because you could use a repeater which uses 1 tick, which you could technically force the TNT over a little bit, but it explodes so simultaneously it makes next to no effect, and since the distance between them is massive, you could extend this technically infinitely, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 blocks in really any direction. Not saying that that's practical, but for this design here, I've just extended out ever so slightly, and I've just really ran out of time to finish it, so I only did one side just to explain, like, that's just one repeater added on. You can add that to every other side. So this design is really infinitely expandable and just really simple for what it does. So anyway, let's stop with all the boring talking stuff and actually get on to showing this thing in action. Okay guys, so we are just in a randomly generated world. There's literally nothing special about this. We've got a savanna there, we've got some just random stuff everywhere, and it doesn't really matter. So what I want to do here is just make a giant hole, but my stone pickaxe cannot take the pressure of drilling a giant hole, so I've just put the simple contraption here to work, so that way when we hit the button we can see everything's there. So this is the exact same design that was on the thing. It's about 8 blocks above the ground. The higher you put it actually above the ground, the less likely it is to hit bedrock. It's got something like a 70 block limit, but that's only because of TNT. It can fall 70 blocks before it explodes. So anyway, if we press this button here, we can see that TNT gets dispensed and then it gets destroyed. Okay guys, so as you can see, this thing makes an absolutely gigantic hole, and it actually didn't use too much TNT. It used about 40 TNT to actually get all the way down to bedrock. So if we do 40 times 9, that's a total of 360 TNT. That's just under 6 stacks, but it's actually not too much compared to the giant hole we've made. It's actually 18 by 18 if we go from the very stiff edge here to the very stiff edge here. So that's a relatively big hole considering how simple and small this is. So if you really want to save yourself some labor, then go for it, because this will definitely save you a whole lot of labor. And if you see what I mean when I said that you have like some space here where the TNT can destroy but only potentially can, that's why there's like some blocks here that aren't destroyed. It's like that everywhere. Like up here we've got next to no blocks, but if we go down here there are tons of blocks. So I'm not just making this stuff up, it's done on research. But if we go all the way down here, we are down to literally bedrock, and if we go all the way up here, it's about 60 blocks up, around about 60 blocks. So yeah, this thing can do some serious work for you, and it can all be done in vanilla Minecraft, so that's very nice. But anyway, now on to the tutorial. Okay guys, so now onto the tutorial. I haven't actually got any particularly big area. I've only got the basic circuit for the clock, and that's because this thing's technically infinitely expandable, but if you want to get technical, it is technically a 9x9 area, and this clock does fit into that 9x9 area, so if you really want to get technical, it is a 9x9 area with just tons of gaps in it. So to start off with, you're going to need some building blocks, 11 repeaters, 37 redstone, 9 dispensers, a button, and of course tons of TNT. Recommend about 5 stacks or 5 or more stacks depending on how big the hole is. I'm sure you'll have all the calculations done before you're even watching this video. So that's pretty much all of that. So by the way, this is only for this design. This is infinitely expandable in every direction. I've butchered that to death. I just want to say that one more time just so I get in your head. So anyway, the first thing you want to do is you want to make your clock. So what you want to do is you want to get out all your repeaters. You want to make just side by side or parallel lines of repeaters that are all set to 4 ticks delay. So you want a total of 40 ticks delay, and that's exactly how long it takes for one dispenser or one TNT to fire off after the dispenser has been out there. So this is going to be your main clock. After that, you can place down your button on the side, then you can place down a redstone repeater, and now we're going to build the main circuit. So the first thing you want to do is you want to place down a block like so with redstone on it. Then after that, this is going to be our middle, so we're going to branch out in all 4 directions, and after that you want to destroy the block that you already made and place an upside down facing dispenser on the bottom. Also, it has to be a dispenser, unfortunately it can't be a dropper. So after that, you just want to go out in pretty much every direction. You want to go out 4 blocks, so that's 2 so I can destroy the stone there, 2 so I can destroy stone again. Then you want to go under that again and place a dispenser. After that, you want to place down redstone all the way along this, and then you want to repeat it for all the rest of the 3 sides. Okay guys, so after you've got this basic 4-sided star design, all you want to do now is decide which side you want your redstone to branch off to. You can either have it going on, you could have one dispenser, you could have one dispenser going out this way, and this way you could just have one dispenser branching off this way and the other one going like that, so it looks like a swastika. I'm not going to do that because I do not want to get 100 comments in the comment section about me being Nazi, but that doesn't matter. So all you want to do is after that you want to go out, branch out on the side, place down your dispenser with redstone on it, then you want to go on the other side and branch out again. After you have done this for this side and the other side, you are pretty much golden. Okay guys, so once you've done this, you are pretty much done. And also, I actually got it completely wrong. I said 9x9 area, it's actually 11x11. Please don't hate me for that, but anyway, that's just a minor error. So once you've done this, you are completely done. You just want to make sure that there is a 5 block gap, or technically a 4 block gap between each dispenser, and there's 5 blocks apart from each dispenser. So after you've done that, you are golden, you have got yourself a working TNT miner, and you can go away with your day making your giant hole in God knows where. Okay guys, so now that everything else is done, the thing that I said at the start of the video that I was going to announce is it's nothing particularly special. It's just next week I'm not going to be doing a normal TNT video. I was actually planning on doing it today, but I thought no, there's no point to that at all, and what I mean by that is I'm going to be doing a Q&A next week. So if you remember back when in my channel update, which was about a month ago now, I said that I'd do 2 videos a week, but they wouldn't always be TNT related. I said my main series on Wednesday would be TNT powered redstone, where I do something that uses TNT and redstone because I'm extremely good with redstone, as you guys already know. But I just wanted to start that. And my other thing that I was going to do is I said I was going to do Q&As and all sorts. And the third thing I said in that video, I was going to start a second channel which hasn't really gone down too well, so I've actually stopped doing that for now. But the channel's still there if you want to check it out, it's just vlogging. But anyway, I'm going to be taking questions for this video and next video and probably telling them up on Monday, recording the video on Tuesday, and then uploading it on Wednesday. So that's my plan. So if you have any questions or comments, then just ask me in the comment section below. Also, I'm not just going to be doing the ones in this video because I have tons of frequently asked questions that people have asked. So even if none of you guys ask, I've got a buttload of questions to answer anyway. But if you want to be part of it, you can just ask a question down in the comments and I will answer every single one of them. It doesn't matter if it's personal, it doesn't matter if it's anything. If it's something like, will you rob a bank for $100? Obviously the answer will be no, so stuff like that's pretty much just out the window anyway. But if you have any genuine questions that you want to ask me, you can. So that's pretty much just everything I want to say in this video. So anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you want to see more, hit that like button. And if you do love these, then hit that subscribe button. But anyway, goodbye from TNT Madness.